Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And we're continuing with using some of the new Pokemon in our ranked singles run. Once again, the rules were updated for Regulation D so that you can actually use the new Pokemon specifically from the Teal Mask. That includes all the new legends, as well as I believe Diplin and Sinistcha. Yeah, Sinistcha, I think that's the one. As well as some of the new moves, because there's a lot of, or rather returning moves. There's a lot of returning TM moves, such as you'll notice, Scale Shot on my Garchomp. So those are also allowed on already existing Pokemon. The only Pokemon that are not allowed currently, which is kind of weird, are the returning Pokemon that were added in the DLC. So no Mamoswine, no Chandelure, no Snorlax, etc., which is, again, really weird. But either way, we're only about a week away from the next rule set, which starts on October 1st, which is Regulation E, which will allow all of those Pokemon. So basically, it's going to open up even further starting in October, which is really exciting. But we get some exciting stuff here because I am trying Ogerpon again. I'm trying a different form of Ogerpon. Let's jump right into the team. So I definitely started with Ogerpon here again because I wanted to try out one of the other masks. This is the rock type mask called the Cornerstone Mask. And this does a couple important things. When it's holding this item, it does boost the power of all of its moves by 20%, although that's true for all of the masks. It changes the move Ivy Cudgel right there to a rock type move. It's 100 base power, 100 accuracy with a high critical hit chance, which is really, really strong. And it's a rock type move. And rock is actually kind of decent in this meta right now in singles. You know, it hits all the best Pokemon really hard. It hits Qianpao, Dragonite, Fluttermane. A lot of those common Pokemon you see either take super effective or at least neutral damage from rock, which is pretty good. And then Hornleech is to round out the coverage. You know, you do get, as Ogerpon, a couple other options for grass type moves. There's Wood Hammer and Power Whip. Obviously, they both have their share of downsides. I really like Hornleech because I think it combos really nicely with Sturdy, because if I can heal back up to full, then I get my Sturdy activated again, which is really powerful. And Sturdy is a really good ability to have in a meta where Qianpao and Fluttermane and a lot of other heavy hitters are running around, because I can survive a hit from them. Of course, it does not help me against Urshifu, but for some reason I don't really encounter that many Urshifus. And then Knockoff I felt was good to round out the coverage. It's a good move, and also one Pokemon I was worried about was Goldango, who would otherwise completely wall my Ogerpon if I didn't have that coverage. So Ogerpon's pretty good. I guess another move we could try is like High Horsepower, like a ground type move. Unfortunately, Ogerpon does not get Earthquake, but this is max attack and max speed. I felt like I could afford that because I have the Sturdy ability. And when we Terrastalize with the Cornerstone Mask, we become Terra Rock, but more importantly, our defense gets boosted by one stage, which could be useful against the physical attackers in the meta. So we're going to try that out. Now, of course, with Sturdy, we are worried about Stealth Rock, so that's something we're going to have to keep in mind. We don't want Ogerpon to switch into Stealth Rock, so the next Pokemon on my team is actually Munkidori, which is one of the new Pokemon, and I think this might be the strongest of the three new kind of legendary Pokemon added in the Teal Mask. It has a really high special attack stat, and its speed is like okay. Honestly, its speed is not amazing, but I decided to go for max special attack and max speed with a Choice Scarf, and I think the Toxic Chain ability is really cool as well. What it does is it makes it so that if you hit a move, there's like a 30% chance that the enemy will be badly poisoned, which is actually really strong. Like if I can get off a Psychic on like a Fluttermane and have a chance to poison it, or even a Dragonite, that's like really, really good. And Choice Scarf is really nice here because it means that I'm going to be faster than most everything in the meta. And I went Terra Fairy really purely for defensive purposes because I felt like Sucker Punch from Qianpao could be pretty annoying to face, so that would make me resist it and allow me to maybe knock them out. But the downside with Choice Scarf, of course, is that I'm locked into a move. Although I do have U-Turn, even though Munkidori is a special attacker, U-Turn is a good move. Like if I'm predicting my opponent to switch out or something like that, it can get a little bit of damage on something and kind of help me there. But usually I'm going to be using Psychic or Sludge Wave. And then the next three Pokemon are not anything new. I've used them in the past. We have Ting-Lu, self-explanatory set, super bulky. The goal is to get up Stealth Rock and just kind of annoy the team, maybe whirlwind them around. Corviknight, I've used this Corviknight set a million times. I actually swapped the 4th move there. I've tried a few different things. I've tried Iron Head, I've tried Brave Bird, and now I have Power Trip just because, again, Gholdengo, I mean, I guess my team overall doesn't really struggle against Gholdengo, but I just wanted something that can kind of like one compact package to help me against Gholdengo. So that's why I have Power Whip there. Body Press, as always, is really good here. I have max HP, max defense, and with a Terra Fighting type. And Corviknight's just another Pokemon that's really good in the meta right now because a lot of the strongest Pokemon, Urshifu, Chien-Pao, Dragonite, are physical attackers. So Corviknight really scares them away. And Mirror Armor has also proven to be really clutch. Then we have Volcarona, which I've used pretty recently as well. Terra Fairy type, Quiver Dance, it's bulky. It sets up Quiver Dances and sweeps in the late game. Just such a good Pokemon. You know, I don't really need to explain that too much more. I added it because I felt like it was decent against Fluttermane. And then finally, we have a little bit of a returning Pokemon here. This is Garchomp. And like I said, returning Pokemon who existed in Regulation D before can now use moves that were newly introduced to Scarlet and Violet with the Teal Mask, and that includes a lot of really new TMs that are actually really useful. There's like a Toxic TM, there's Scald, there's Grassy Glide, and in this case I'm using Scale Shot, which hits 2 to 5 times, but with the loaded dice it will always hit 5 times, and then it lowers my defense but boosts my speed. So it's a really proactive way for Garchomp to actually get a speed boost, which is actually really cool. Now obviously Steel types are a problem, Fairy types are a huge problem. I went Terra Steel because of that. It kind of mitigates a lot of my weaknesses. It makes me resist Fairy, makes me resist Ice, which is really good, makes me resist Dragon. So really it makes me resist pretty much all of my weaknesses. And then we have Iron Head to do additional damage once I've Terastallized. And then I have Swords Dance there just in case I force a switch. If I want to make a prediction there, I can set up a Swords Dance and get an attack boost, which is really good. And then if I can get a Scale Shot, that just puts me in a really good position. So that's the team. It is another team that admittedly I just kind of threw together. I didn't really have time to test it out that much. I did play a couple games on the ladder, and honestly the team felt decent, so hopefully that transfers over to these upcoming battles. But there's the team code if you want to try it out for yourself, and let's get to the games. I probably mentioned this in a previous video, but we also have new music tracks that we can select during the battle, which I love. A lot of them are really good, so it's fun. I personally like that. Anyway, let's try some of this. So they have Samurott, they have Fire Ogerpon. Honestly, Fire Ogerpon might be the more common one because I've seen a lot of it, and it is really strong. It's the one that I used in the last video. Volcarona looks solid here, although they do have Samurott. And honestly, Ogerpon is scary against Volcarona. I think I like my Ogerpon here. It's okay against their Ogerpon. It's good against Dragonite. It's actually good against a lot of their team. Is there ever a world where I lead with Ogerpon? I actually think I'm going to. And then I actually like Garchomp as well. Although that seems a little risky. I think from there I probably want some kind of bulk. And that might just have to be Corviknight. Although if I bring Corviknight, I'm probably going to want to Terastallize it. I'm going to bring Volcarona, and honestly, I'm really iffy about this team comp because I feel like all these Pokemon I brought are really good and really powerful here. But there's also a possibility that if my opponent kind of gets the upper hand with a correct switch or something, it could really put me in a rough position. That's the thing about Battle Stadium singles. In a lot of cases, it's all about momentum, and I've said this a million times in my series, I need to get a lot better at team preview. Team preview is probably the one area where I can improve the most, because it's all about momentum. If you make the right choice for the team preview, you're going to be in a good spot. So they lead Samurott, which, speaking of, being in a rough spot, I'm not in a great spot here, although I should outspeed them. I'm actually just going to Horn Leech right away here. Because I have Sturdy, I know I can survive any hit from them, and that does a lot of damage. That's actually pretty scary. However, this is also going to do a lot of damage, and indeed it does. So that's a favorable exchange for me, obviously. I do get a critical hit. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that mattered. Obviously, Horn Leech was going to do a lot against a Samurott. I'll have to double check. I'll have to calc it after the battle to see if it mattered. But either way, that's a great exchange for me. They go into Gholdengo now, which obviously is really scary because they could have the Steel type move. I think I don't know that I want to switch here. I could switch into Volcarona, which would not be the worst. But honestly, because I'm ahead at this point, I'm just going to knock off. If they stay in their Choice Scarf, that's fine. Okay. Perfect. Okay, that puts me in a great position. Knock off the Choice Specs. They might kill me here. Yeah, they do kill me. But that's going to allow me to get into Volcarona and honestly just wreak havoc because... I mean, at this point, I could go into either of my Pokemon. And this is where, if I could take a look at their team... on this screen, that would be great, because if I looked at their team again, Garchomp might be a decent switch because I could go Scale Shot, but I'm just going to go Volcarona here. Maybe I should have gone Garchomp just to show off the Scale Shot, but Volcarona almost guarantees that they're gonna have to switch out here. Since their item is knocked off, I don't believe they can use Trick, so I think I'm just free to go for Quiver Dance here. They're not going to make it rain because it's going to do nothing. Shadow Ball shouldn't do that much, and then as far as coverage, Gholdengo really doesn't have that much. Maybe they go for Thunder Wave, which would be a weird move for them to have since they're Choice Specs. But like I said, if they have Trick, they cannot use it, so that's pretty good for us. Oh, maybe... I guess they just steal my item then. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because they don't have Choice Specs anymore, so... Again, I'm not afraid of anything this Gholdengo can do. This might be a little greedy. I'm just going to get up to +2 just so that I have a much better chance against whoever their last Pokemon is. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. But just thinking of their team, they had Ogerpon, Zapdos, Dragonite, Chien-Pao. I think those were the 4. And my Volcarona's in a pretty good spot against those Pokemon at this point. Like, if they have Dragonite, I could just Terrastalize, go Terra Fairy, and use Terra Blast. And if they go Terra, like Terra Normal on Dragonite, then I can just switch over to using Fiery Dance, and with Flame Body, there's a chance I burn them as well, which at that point the battle's pretty much over. So that knockoff ended up being really, really clutch. So we got to show off the Rock Ogerpon, which I like, and it was also clutch in this battle. It got a knockout on the Samurott, and then it pretty much completely hindered the Gholdengo to the point where, you know, Volcarona was able to take over the battle. So cool game. Let's go to game 2. Game number 2, we've got another Fire Ogerpon. That's probably, like I said, the go-to Ogerpon. Do I like... I mean, this is the rare case where they have Urshifu, and I don't like my matchup against Urshifu with my Ogerpon. Munkidori's actually decent, too. Munkidori's okay here. I mean, Choice Scarf's just kind of rough. Maybe I should try it like Choice Specs. That'd be fun, or something else. But Corviknight, again, looks great here. It's pretty good against their entire team except for Fluttermane, so I want to keep that in mind. Like, Corviknight plus maybe, like, Volcarona is great here. And then maybe at that point, I just bring... Is it Ogerpon or Munkidori? I'm going to bring Munkidori. We're just going to try it out. I like it. It's grown on me a lot. When I first saw these Loyal 3, I thought they were all really ugly, but they've all grown on me a lot. I mean, I still think Fezandipiti is kind of unexciting, but Munkidori and Okidogi are kind of cool. I like them. That's a cool trainer card by my opponent. They lead with Chien-Pao, which I don't know if I like, because... Obviously, we have the Terra Fairy, but I don't think we want to Terrastalize this early. Huh. It's very greedy if I Terrastalize, but I'm going to, honestly, and I'm just going to Sludge Wave. I don't think they have a good switch into Sludge Wave, and if they happen to stay in and Sucker Punch, that's great for me. If they stay in and don't Sucker Punch, that's also fine. I could go Terra Blast on this. Maybe I don't need U-Turn. Maybe I should run Terra Blast, because that gives me an edge against Pokemon like Chien-Pao. But this should do decent damage. Okay, they go Crunch, which is great because I resist that now. Still does a good chunk of damage, but the beautiful thing here is that now even if they go Sucker Punch, they're not going to knock me out. So I kind of have the upper hand here. They either lose their Chien-Pao this early in the battle, or they switch into something else and take a ton of damage. They have Ogerpon. Do they have Ogerpon, or was that the other game? They have Urshifu, they have Dragonite, they have Fluttermane, they have Annihilate. I don't think they have any fairy type. I'm sorry, any steel types. But either way, This works out really well for me. They did end up having Ice Shard instead of Sucker Punch, which is really scary here. Sorry if you hear that. My birds, my squawkabillies are here. They just wanted to say hi. My Chatots are here. So now they go into Urshifu. They might have Aqua Jet. I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. Huh. Their team has a lot of potential for priority between the Dragonite and the Urshifu. I think I just switch here. They could Swords Dance, which would be really scary. If they Swords Dance, I'm going to regret switching, but I feel like they're just going to Aqua Jet here. And if they Aqua Jet, this is great for us because we take little damage and we get some Rocky Helmet damage on them. Perfect. All right, I love that. And Corviknight's just great against Urshifu. I guess they could have Thunder Punch, but I think that's kind of rare, but we'll find out. Okay, they withdraw. That's perfect. That's great for us. So we need to keep that in mind. I think we actually need Corviknight. Oh, they go Ogerpon. This is scary. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is pretty terrifying. Do I ever survive? I don't think I can survive against this. Oh man, honestly, oh, let's see. Yeah, once again. I think we have to do this. Because if I lose Corviknight here, if I say and there's a chance I survive a hit from them, but I doubt it, and if we happen to lose Corviknight, which is pretty likely, then I don't think I can win the game at all, because then they have Urshifu. But they actually Encore, which is huge. That's huge, actually. Now the question is, what do I do? I think I Quiver Dance? What's my speed at? Oh, no. What's my speed? 126. That's actually not great, to be honest. But I do think after a Quiver Dance, I'm faster than them. So as long as they don't Encore here, they're probably... Okay, they Terrastalize. This is actually scary because they're going to go for their Fire Ivy Cudgel, which will do neutral damage against me, and it'll get the attack boost, because when they Terrastalize, they get the attack boost here, so... Oh, maybe I should have just gone for a move like Terra Blast, because now... Huh. Oh, they Swords Dance. Wow, okay. I feel like that's not great for my opponent. Because now my goal is to go for Terra Blast, just to get damage on them, and then go into Munkidori and hope that Munkidori has enough damage to knock them out. I mean, that has to happen. Like, I need to be able to knock them out. Okay, that's not a lot of damage. This is probably going to kill me. They're basically at +3 attack. Yeah, okay. So I know they're fast. So I go into Munkidori, I go for Psychic. It has to be Psychic. I guess it doesn't have to be. I was just thinking, because then if they switch into Urshifu, they're dead. Sludge Wave does more damage. I think it has to be Sludge Wave. Because if they switch into Urshifu... I don't think they would switch into Urshifu because they would be afraid of a Psychic type move, right? They don't want to switch in on a Psychic move. So, but even if they do, there's still a possible chance we kill them. But what needs... Okay, they do switch, which is kind of rough, but... I think that's like kind of okay. If we knock them out here, this is perfect. And I think we will. We either poison them... Okay, we do. That's great. That's great. Okay, well, but now the thing that needs to happen is that we need to knock them out with Munkidori. So Sludge Wave is 95 damage, or 95 base power. We know we are faster than them. I don't think they have a priority move. We know they have Swords Dance, Cudgel, Encore, and probably a Grass type move. All they need to do is click Cudgel against Corviknight, right? I don't think Cudgel makes contact. Do we switch Corviknight here? Just to see what they do? Huh. I'm gonna do it. This seems really weird, but if they happen to go for something like Horn Leech or Wood Hammer by some miracle, then they take extra damage here, and that probably seals the deal for us. And plus, Corviknight is almost as good as dead anyway. I don't think this is a contact move. If it is, that's great. I don't think it is, though. And we're probably dead. Okay, yeah. Is it contact? Rocky Helmet? Oh, that was a crit. Wow. No Rocky Helmet, so that's... The thing is, I mean, they got a crit, which is pretty lucky, but the thing is, that was always going to happen to Corviknight anyway. So if we had kept Monkey... So that exchange didn't matter. I was just kind of testing that there was a chance that I could win. If we had stayed in with Munkidori and gone for Sludge Wave and not knocked them out, then our last Pokemon's Corviknight, and they knock us out with the Ivy Cudgel anyway. So that didn't matter. My point is, like, that wasn't a mistake on my part that I switched. We're gonna Sludge Wave, that's all we have. And hope for the best. Oh my god, so close. Oh, so close. I think that critical hit mattered, but... Because Corviknight is obviously weak to the fire move, but it was at plus... Or, yeah, the Ogerpon was at +1 attack. Corviknight, on the other hand, was... Or it's max HP, max defense. I'm going to have to calc that too to see if that mattered, but I think it did. I think that critical hit mattered. I think I possibly survive. Actually, I mean, that's a ton of damage. The Ogerpon's very strong, so who knows? Who knows whether that critical hit mattered. But yeah, at that point in the battle, that's how it was always going to go. I needed to get really lucky with Munkidori. But I like that I got to show off Munkidori, and it actually did some work there. It actually was pretty strong, so I'm proud of that. Let's go to game number 3. All right, they have Okidogi, which is poison and fighting, which is funny because my Munkidori just destroys it with Psychic. Munkidori does look pretty good here, although they do have Heatran, which I don't like. So who's good against Heatran here? You know, to be honest, my team is not fantastic against Heatran. I guess Garchomp's decent. I kind of like Garchomp here, but they also have Landorus. And they have Iron Bundle. I'm drawing a blank on all the names. I do kind of want to bring Garchomp, though. Ogerpon. I honestly don't love Ogerpon here, so I don't think I'm going to bring it. So I'm bringing Monkey. I think I can bring Ting-Lu, but that is kind of an obvious lead. And I don't want to get up. I don't want them to get up Stealth Rock, but I might have to. What about Corviknight? I don't think Corviknight. No, they have Heatran. They have Flutter Mane for what it's worth. What about Volt? They have Iron Bundle. They have yeah, the Cudgel, whatever it's called, Ogerpon. So I think it's gonna be these 3. And I think I actually. Do I lead with Monkey? I'm gonna. Like, Ting-Lu's a pretty obvious lead, and it's a good lead. I mean, it's pretty reliable, even if they do lead with something like Iron Bundle, but I think this puts me in an okay position here by leading with Monkey, because I can U-turn if I need to. I guess it is kind of risky. I should probably be using Munkidori as more of a revenge killer. So, like, later in the battle, their glasses. Later in the battle, like, once I've weakened their Pokemon. I did kind of expect this. I could U-turn into Ting-Lu, but the thing is they're probably going to be going for... I mean, Ting-Lu's weak against both of Iron Bundle's moves anyway, so I think my best bet here is just to go for, like, Sludge Wave, because Iron Bundle actually does not have great special defense, and I don't Terrasilize here because I don't think they have anything that's good against me. Yeah, this is actually... I think this is pretty good for me. I almost knocked them out. We get their Focus Sash, which is pretty huge. And they're going to Hydro Pump. I think I might be able to live this. I do. That's awesome. Okay. They have a Steel type, so this is a free switch for them if they have Heatran, but otherwise they don't have a good switch. They're going to Heatran. There's no reason they wouldn't. But that's great because Munkidori can finish off that bundle later. Yeah, this was pretty obvious. I could have made a switch here, but... You know, I think this is fine. Now, also, they do importantly reveal that they have Air Balloon, which we have to keep in mind. I think I still just go Ting-Lu here. And it would be nice to get up Stealth Rock. Actually, if we get up Stealth Rock, we basically get a free kill on that Iron Bundle. And the cool thing here is that Ting-Lu's ability does lower special attacks, so Heatran's not going to be hitting quite as hard. They do go Magma Storm and they miss, which is awesome. That's why I never use Magma Storm on Heatran. I feel like I've had so many situations where I'm playing against a Heatran and the opponent misses Magma Storm. But they're going to switch probably into Iron Bundle, predicting the Stealth Rock here, which is a pretty good play on their part. They get a free attack. I think I just Whirlwind, because they're going to attack no matter what. Yes, they miss. Oh god, I got so lucky there. Let's say that miss makes up for the opponent critical hitting me last battle. But we get a free Whirlwind. Basically, this is completely free, and because of the Stealth Rock, their Iron Bundle's just about dead. So this was a free kill on Iron Bundle for us, which is awesome. We go into Heatran now, and I'm going to Ruination to get off as much damage as possible. I'm not sure if Ruination breaks the balloon. I think it does, though. It should, right? We'll see. If it does, then that's amazing, because then their Heatran's kind of worthless as well. But they do get off the Magma Storm, and this shouldn't do... it actually kind of does a lot of damage. Heatran's very strong. It's another Pokemon that I should probably be using more. Let's see if it breaks the balloon. Perfect. Okay, that's great, because now they kind of have two Pokemon that are effectively dead. They could have Landorus. I'm just gonna Earthquake. It's pretty obvious, but unless they have Landorus, you know, they don't have anything to take this. So yeah, I mean, this is why I love using Ting-Lu, because I've said this before, there are some battles where it kind of just solos the opponent. Like, it kind of 1v2s or even sometimes 1v3s them just by simply staying alive. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but between like Ruination and then Whirlwinding them into the Stealth Rock and even Earthquake, like, it racks up damage for sure. And it just stays alive. It's just so hard to kill. That's why I hate facing it. We Whirlwind them into their Ogerpon, which is going to break the Sturdy. That's great for us. They have not yet Terrastalized, so this gives us an opportunity to go ahead and... I'm just going to Ruination. I think this... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Am I going to take damage from this? We'll see. Okay. Do we take damage? Yeah, I mean... I guess I was going to say if they Terrastalize, Earthquake will do more damage. I'm just going to go ahead and Earthquake now just in case they do Terrastalize. But as long as they have like almost any grass type move, we're probably dead. Yeah, Horn Leech. I kind of figured. Oh, wow. Yeah, Ting-Lu is amazing, everyone. This Pokemon is just so good. It just survives everything. We do a ton of damage. The funny thing is that did about half, so Ruination would have also done the same. I'm just going to do it again. I mean, this knocks them out if we somehow miraculously survive, which I wouldn't put past Ting-Lu. However, you know, even some moves are too much for it when it's at 21 HP, but they get very minimal recovery there. And I think we're free to just go Munkidori and just click Sludge Wave. If they Terrastalize, they won't be weak to poison any longer, but I think we still do a ton of damage against them. So I think the battle's locked up here. It's awesome that we got to kind of show off these, I mean, in particular, we got to show off Munkidori a little bit more. So they do Terrastalize, which again is going to make it so that they are not weak to poison anymore. Rock doesn't resist poison, right? That's one of those type situations that I sometimes get mixed up, excuse me. Although I know for sure Ground resists poison. I mean, this could still go wrong for us. They're mono rock type now, so even if we don't kill, we don't. Oh, it does resist. Okay, that's something I needed to be more aware of. I should have just gone Psychic. So they're gonna knock me out here. So I think we're still in an okay spot. Well, I guess I'm afraid if they have a ground type move, but we get to Terrastalize and go Iron Head. I'm not certain this will knock them out, but it is super effective and Terra boosted. So even though they're at +1 defense, this might still be too much for them. However, they are going to go first. So if they have like a ground type move here or even a fighting type move, it is possible they could knock us out. Although Garchomp's decently bulky, so let's see what happens here, everyone. Oh, I'm faster. Okay, I'll take that. They might be like bulky, which is also pretty scary, but it doesn't matter. The Terra Steel Garchomp comes through. I'm really happy to be using Garchomp again because it was a Pokemon that was like on top of the world in the first few seasons of Scarlet and Violet. It was very, very good in singles at least. And then ever since they introduced, honestly, like, I mean, they introduced Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, who are both amazing Pokemon, and even Iron Bundle. who are amazing Pokemon, and they're just all great against Garchomp. So Garchomp just completely fell off the face of the earth. But yeah, we're gonna get the kill with the Stealth Rock, which, you know, very importantly, I set up early on. And this was another battle where I feel like, I mean, you know, if I do say so myself, I felt like I played decently and I kind of thought ahead well enough and kind of navigated the battle to a victory. So hey, I mean, I'll take it. You know, we get 2 wins here out of 3. We almost got 3. That first loss was really, really close. But yeah, I love this team. I love Munkidori. Honestly, let's talk about the team here. So Ogerpon, Rock Ogerpon, there are reasons to use it, you know, and it did look decent in these battles, but when it comes to Ogerpon, I really just would not be surprised if the fire one is just the way to go. It's just so powerful. It hits so hard, and fire is a pretty good type. I would say there are not that many good fire types in Battle Stadium singles these days. So yeah, you can totally just kind of use the Fire Ogerpon and just do a ton of damage. And you know, in the last video I did use the Fire Ogerpon, and I was using like a little bit of a bulkier set with just enough speed to outspeed Urshifu. And I'm not sure that's exactly the way to go. You might just want to go max attack, max speed, but Fire Ogerpon either way is just really strong. Munkidori also felt really good there. I brought it in almost, I think was it every battle or almost every battle? I think I brought it in every battle here, and it's been pretty good. I mean, it hits really hard, and with the Choice Scarf, it actually does a lot of damage. And the funny thing is, I built this team on Showdown. I wasn't able to test with it, but I built it on Showdown just to kind of play with the EVs. And I did give it just enough speed in Showdown to outspeed things with Choice Scarf, and then max special attack with Modest Nature, and then the rest of it in HP just to tank some hits. And when I kind of had a little bit of a headache last night, so I was like trying to farm and build this team, and I wasn't really thinking, and I just gave it max special attack and max speed in game. So I could probably tweak the EVs a little bit to the spread that I had on Showdown, you know, so that it's a little bit tankier and outspeeds everything anyway. But this Pokemon is good. I think it's in a really good spot. There's also a world where maybe we go for a more offensive Terra type, like either Terra Poison or Terra Psychic, to hit even harder with our moves. Honestly, that's probably not bad. And then finally, you know, U-turn, I didn't really use it that much. There are cases where it's good, but honestly, I think it's probably better off just having a 4th move like Terra Blast, so that I have a fairy type move to really threaten the dark types in the meta. But you know, I love this Pokemon. I think it's actually been really good for me, and I'm happy to, or I'm excited to use it on more teams. I'm also excited to try out the other Ogerpon variants, because this one didn't really do that much in this battle, but I still think the Rock one has its place in the meta. I would not be surprised if the Fire one is just kind of the go-to Ogerpon. But that's the team, that's the games. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, and also please subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. Liking and leaving me a comment and subscribing, all of that helps me out so much, and I really appreciate everyone who's been watching my videos. And I've been having a ton of fun with Scarlet and Violet. Like, the DLC really breathed new life into these games, because now I'm farming again, I'm raiding again, building new teams and everything, and it's been a ton of fun. And I know, I mean, the graphics are not great. They're not at all great. I did not personally enjoy the story of the Teal Mask, but at least for what it adds for someone like me who's like a collector, shiny hunter, and competitive battler, I do think the DLC was very good. So anyways, with that tangent out of the way, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments what you thought of the team, and what's your favorite Ogerpon? What do you think is the strongest Ogerpon, and for what reasons? I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you next time.